I know they speak this language. You're waiting to talk. Man, I see you. It's your phone. Yeah, I not talk. Bro, this is my phone. How old is your phone? What will be the age? It's 3 years old. What will be the complexion? Now you hold them. Even I may hold the phone. I know the complexion of the phone when I hold phone. What's the complexion of your phone? He said the front is black. The back is what? The back is what? Brown. You don't know the make. But I said, I ain't get them. Call her, make it answer you. Call her from there. I want to collect your phone. But you might just say they do that kind of app. Let me see if your phone lost, you could just whistle. You could answer you. Somebody now move your phone inside both. Hey, my phone, no. No more strings. Where this phone? Where it? The guy they answer you for person pocket. Bro say, yeah, you say now for you. They know they follow you play. I just follow you play. It sounds funny, Shay. It's happening already. Oh. People they think. Do you know that you can flash your car key now? Imagine, you know how many people don't lose things like car key, glasses. Some people will wear glasses on their head and they say, "Where's my glasses? Who took my glasses from here?" Baba, it did your head. Sorry. Women can misplace bag too. You can flash your bag. Technology is there now. There are small devices that you can put together and then you locate them. Either geo-tracking. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and put your hands together to welcome our special guests, our dignitaries making their way into the hall right now. Please put your hands together and appreciate them all. Some of them are going to be coming up here to talk to us. We have the CBN governor, ably represented. I'm going to bring him up shortly. We also have the DG of National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. She's going to be speaking to us shortly. And we have someone that's going to... Yes, we are good to go. Without further ado, let me appreciate and welcome a very important personality. Thank you, first of all, Sir Gabriel Aduda. He's the Permanent Secretary for Political and Economic Affairs. He's been with us since the very first day. Thank you. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. So very quickly, we have very important personalities, dignitaries here with us that will be shedding lights on things that are going to make us better entrepreneurs going forward, that are going to equip us better for the journey ahead. Over the past couple of days now, we've been talking to one another about empowerment and empowering one another in different areas of entrepreneurship skills. And right now, I have the pleasure to invite the Trade and Investment Permanent Secretary for Trade and Investment Conversations. I would like to invite the Permanent Secretary from the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, His Excellency Edet Akpan to please come forward, sir. You're welcome, sir. Please put your hands together for him. Also, I would like his two DGs to accompany him. You're welcome, sir. Please put your hands together for him. He's going to be speaking on trade and investment and how we can plug in. You're welcome, sir. So right after his speech, we're going to have a one-on-one with him. If you have questions, just simple questions, things that have been on your mind, is going to enlighten us. Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edet Akpan. I'm representing my minister, Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Okechukwu Enelema. My ministry is very much involved in things that are very relevant to the youth in terms of empowerment, skill acquisition, and all those things that should make them independent in the modern world that we are really having to contend with. So the mandate of the Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment is to create an enabling environment to stimulate industrialization, accelerate domestic and foreign direct investment, and also ensuring a coordinated, integrated approach to Nigeria's trade policy. It is founded on 5 key pillars. The first of these pillars is that of creating an enabling environment for industry and investment to thrive. Under this pillar, the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, was launched, and this helped to foster better coordination and collaboration between ministries, departments, and agencies of government, between the executive, state government, National Assembly, and the private sector. It also brings about Executive Order 01 on the ease of doing business and transparency, which has culminated in Nigeria being brought up in 24 places in the World Bank ease of doing business in 2018. Other achievements under this pillar include 24-hour completion of business registration online, visa on arrival, and 48-hour time limit in the processing of business visa in Nigerian consulate all over the world. The second pillar, which is implementing the Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan, NIRP, drives industrialization in Nigeria to a level we should be matching with other parts of the world. There is also the pillar that has to do with proactively attracting long-term local and foreign direct investment, and this has to do with having to record a total of 139.36 billion United States dollars in terms of commitment for investment in key sectors of the economy. We have also revamped incentive programs for investors, including a new pioneer status regime, which are those things that investors look up to in coming to the country for investment. We also have the fourth pillar, which is championing the cause of Nigeria's MSMEs as a means of creating jobs and achieving inclusive growth. Under this pillar, progress has been made in the following areas. 1, execution of the GEM program, giving up to 3.7 billion naira to 910 entrepreneurship and settling up 6 innovation hubs across the country. Joint execution of 25 MSME clinics with the Office of the Vice President, bringing government service directly to MSMEs in their states of operation. Launching of the National SME Portal, driving ease of access to government services through this portal. The fifth and final pillar is fostering the integration of Nigeria-based businesses into regional and global value chain, which has the following. 1, establishment of the Nigerian Office for Trade Negotiation with focus on representing Nigeria's best interests in global trade agreement and connecting and as well correcting imbalances Nigeria has been experiencing in the past. There's also the establishment of a coordinating, implementing, and monitoring body for trade policy to cover the African Continental Free Trade Area, the Commonwealth, ECOWAS, and WTO, respectively. We must agree, ladies and gentlemen, that a nation cannot grow its economy without the micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. They are the engine of growth. It is therefore fair to say that Nigeria cannot flourish if its MSMEs are floundering, especially as they contribute almost half of Nigeria's gross domestic product and employing well over 80% of the labor force. There have been sustained efforts, therefore, to build capacity, increase access to finance, and eliminate bottlenecks in conducting businesses in Nigeria. Some of the specific intervention programs executed by the ministry and through some of its agencies and parastatals like the Bank of Industry, Small and Medium Enterprise Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Industrial Training Fund, ITF, and the Corporate Affairs Commission, with a view to helping in youth empowerment and employment, job creation, and self-sufficiency as follows. We have the National Council of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises, MCMEs, that was inaugurated in 2017 to coordinate the achievement of all stakeholders in both the private and public sectors and guide in the formulation of broad policies and strategies to drive the holistic development of MSMEs subsector in Nigeria. Already, it has initiated and implemented the One Local Government, One Product program, which is expected to generate 4,900 new jobs. The Council had also established 3 common facilities to help revamp MSMEs in Nigeria. They are as follows: leather cluster in Sokoto State, shoemaking cluster in Aba, Abia State, shea butter processing cluster in Mina, Niger State. We also have another program being executed by the ministry, what we call the Growth and Empowerment Project, GEM. GEM is a World Bank facility-funded project implemented by the Federal Ministry of Industry through investment, supporting sectors that have growth potentials, creating massive employment through training, technical assistance, and some grant scheme. The project supports MSMEs operating in 5 high-growth sectors of the economy, namely information, communication technology, ICT, entertainment, construction and real estate, light manufacturing and tourism, and hospitality. As a result, over 21,000 MSMEs receive technical assistance that include training and financing. The project has disbursed grants of over 2.5 billion naira to fund almost 360 MSMEs businesses in Nigeria. We expect some of these businesses to grow and become national and international champions and to create lots of jobs as time progresses. Interestingly, companies to highlight include Printivo, that is online printing business, Tutoria.com, online educational training company, and the Mobile Tailor, TMT.com, a website from which to order cloth from any part of the world. The GEM project also supports a robust Nigeria housing census in order to create a database and provide a reliable housing information to investors, policymakers, and end users. In addition, GEM solely sponsored the production of national housing standards that has been validated and adopted by various stakeholders in the industry. GEM also supports projects including the UWIN Youth Entrepreneurship Grant, Project ACT, that is the Film Industry Support Project, Nigerian Entrepreneurship Development Program, NEDEP, amongst others it has been involved with. GEM project contributed to the new ranking of Nigeria in the Ease of Doing Business Index, which also contributed to moving Nigeria 24th places up in the Global Ease of Doing Business Index. The project has so far catalyzed the creation of 26,246 jobs in the 5 sectors of its focus. It is pertinent to note that a large amount of GEMS interventions that are aimed at creating jobs are not yet maturing. Therefore, for more jobs that we are expecting and that which we must also see, this will come over a few months and few years from now. We have also what we call full service technology-enabled MSME solution. In short, it is called SME Portal. The ministry has embarked on developing a PPP project titled Technology-Enabled MSME Solution, otherwise known as SME Portal, to provide a unified single window platform for government services to SMEs, whereby federal government policies on industry, trade and investment, and ease of doing business can be implemented to help Nigerian businesses grow and scale. And you can have this as this facility once it comes to stream, which is in about a month from now, from any part of the country. There is also the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP. In June 2016, the federal government initiated the Government Enterprise Empowerment Program, GEEP, executed by the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment through the Bank of Industry. GEEP became the largest microcredit scheme in the history of Nigeria, providing direct interest-free loans of 10,000 naira to 300,000 naira to over 1.6 million Nigerians involved in micro-enterprises. And it's also the single largest government-run microcredit scheme we've ever seen in the world. We also have the Conditional Grant Scheme, CGS. The Conditional Grant Scheme is a program by SMEDEN to provide grant to micro-enterprises in the 6 pilot states, namely Katsina, Gombe, Ebonyi, Oyo, Akwa Ibom, and Benue. The aim of this scheme is to enable informal enterprises convert to formal sector, industrialize more than they ever expected, and in the process, help in the development of the economy. It will also reduce youth restiveness and unemployment, as well as create sustainable economy, growth, and development. The scheme is targeted at capacity building and post-intervention support services such as access to finance, markets, workplace, and technology, among other things, to benefit from the scheme. We also have Bank of Industry program called BOI Youth-Centric Program. The Bank of Industry has a couple of programs that the youth can have access to. There is a Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund called GEF. It is a collaborative scheme of BOI and the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, with the aim of reducing the scourge of unemployment in the country and empower the corps members to be productive in the society. As a result of the fund, a total of 420 loans valued at 678.2 million naira and 3,084 participants have been trained in the course of the program. Yet still, we have the Youth Entrepreneurship Support called YES, YES. The bank launched a YES program aimed at developing the entrepreneurial capacity of youth and equipping young people with the skill and knowledge to be self-employed by starting and managing their own businesses. We also have the Youth Ignite program. The program focuses on youth operating sustainable businesses at micro level. It is being implemented in collaboration with After School Graduate Development Center that has operated a similar program with Lagos State government. It is a means to really get one self-employed. Through the social intervention program, also called Financial Inclusion, the Bank of Industry disbursed a total of 24.84 billion to 377,000 micro-enterprises, which cover the youths, market women, artisans, agricultural workers, etc., etc. Now, expansion of the National Enterprise Development Program and creation of project management unit is also what Bank of Industry has been very helpful. The NEDEP was created as a holistic program that cut across all tiers of enterprise and provide the tool to assist enterprises grow from micro to small, then from small to the medium, and then from medium to large companies. This is in partnership with 3 agencies in the ministry: ITF, to provide vocational and entrepreneurship skills training; SMEDEN, provide business development services; and Bank of Industry, provide microcredit. The participating agencies were expanded to include other agencies critical to the growth of MSMEs, which include CAC, that is the Corporate Affairs Commission, NEPC, Nigerian Export Promotion Commission, and UNIDO. Now, to create a seamless implementation process, a PMU was established in the ministry to coordinate the implementation of this program. The PMU has clearly defined roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities of all those that are involved in this process. Operational responsibilities of the key actors with regard to providing infrastructure, resources capabilities, technology, funding, and management were also fully integrated in the PMU. Now, we also have what we call Global Entrepreneurship Network Nigeria, GEEN. Now, this came up after Nigeria's participation in 2017 at a global entrepreneurship conference in South Africa. His Excellency the President keyed strongly into it by approving the implementation of this program, among which is the formation of Global Entrepreneurship Network Nigeria, which was officially launched on the 27th of July 2017, with the objective of building one global entrepreneurial ecosystem and connecting entrepreneurs across the borders of participating countries so as to unleash ideas and transform innovation into reality. A strong advisory board and management of GEEN or GNN have been inaugurated with a comprehensive corporate governance structure instituted with membership drawn from both the private and the public sector. Then we have what we call National Industrial Skill Development Program, NISDP. The program is designed to develop the capacity and competencies of teeming youth in order to reduce poverty and create jobs and boost the gross domestic product of Nigeria through development and stimulation of the informal sector using SMEs development. The program is targeting 22,000 beneficiaries. Through this program, over 11,000 youths with requisite skills in plumbing and pipe fitting, welding, fabrication, tailoring, tiling, photography were all equipped, while trainees were empowered with startup kits. Now, one other thing we have in the ministry is what we call Campaign for Made in Nigeria product. That is aimed also at making sure we have opportunities for our youth. The ministry has embarked on massive sensitization of Nigerians to patronize Made in Nigeria product. In collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, this has been in place. Encouraging the patronage of locally made product is a deliberate policy to conserve foreign aid to make sure we get a lot of people enlightened. We've carried a lot of sensitization, but I'm sure it has not gotten to all the people that really need this information. We are going to intensify the medium of reaching out to everyone so that you get to know what we are doing and how we are doing it. But there's a program we have under what the department called Community and Product Inspectorate. They do go all out to inform at the state level, state and local government level, what we are doing, what the agency. We have 17 agencies under my ministry, and most of them, I just mentioned a few of them when I was reading the address, my address. Many of them are involved in empowering the youth, training, skill acquisition, guiding them on how to access facilities. And all these are done with the cooperation of Federal Ministry of Information, of course, and Culture. But I think we are going to put in more extra effort to make sure that we reach out to quite a lot of people. The facilities are available, like all the agencies I mentioned when I was talking. Apart from GEM, that is coming to a terminal end, already it has ended, but payments are going on until about 2 months from now. Those that actually got the, yes, so
Stay with me, calm down. Let's calm down. Let's calm down, please. Some of the challenges we have.
No, not my.
You don't need his phone number. No. This is PSO. You don't need the PAMSET phone number.
Okay.
No, what is it?
Hello.
I will give it. I have it.
Yeah. We have a website. You can reach out. I think hello? Yeah, the head of the press unit, who is here now, the director of press, will give you the how to have access to not just the main ministry, all the agencies under the ministry, so that where you have to get in touch with them for whatever you want to, you should be able to get it very easily.
Thank you very much, my permanent secretary. Distinguished youth, I was protesting when the MC was spiritedly going to my permanent secretary to collect his phone number. And I was saying that the phone number of the permanent secretary is not what we need. I was driving to the office this morning and I saw an advert by an insurance, is it a property company?
Okay, hang on. Can we do some practical work now? Hello?
One house.
Okay, calm down. Okay?
One house, please.
If you don't calm down, we won't be able to go forward. Remember, we are all here because of you. So what we are going to do now is this. Because in all our minds, including me, we are asking a simple question. What are these programs? How do we access them? Am I clear? Good. Okay, so let us start this way. In our midst is one of us who got one of these grants. I want to call her up to tell her story. And then she will be able to answer some of the questions that some of you want to ask. While we are still here to answer any other one that we need to take. Okay? Hello, remember that the most important part of this session is information. Okay? So please calm down. Whichever way, today we will get that information. So let us calm down and just take it one step at a time. So please welcome with me Patience Ahi to come and speak to us briefly as a beneficiary. What did she do? How is she able to reach out to them? Now from what she is going to say, perhaps we'll generate some more questions and then we'll take it from there. Is that all right? Okay, hang on please. Let us pay attention. You ask her questions and then let us take them. Because what we need to be able to do is you needed to have come with a list of the programs. Just what they want is program, contact, program, contact. That's what you need to do. What he did was to read through. What they now need is you call the program, give them contact, tell them how to read them, call another one, contact, how to read them.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. One house. So we're going to listen to Patience and her story. But wait, hold on a second. I know what you are thinking. Stay with me, please. I know what you are thinking. Your Excellency, sir, Permanent Secretary in charge of the media for... Oh, sorry, DG. Okay, fine, we are in charge of the media, right, sir? Yes. So I think the issue of communication gap that we're talking about, let me try and break it down into 1 or 2 sentences. Technology is evolving. Young people are more familiar with certain types of technology. For example, if you ask anybody here if they've ever called MTN, Glo, or Airtel customer care line, they have tried it once before, at least. They probably know how to reach those numbers because it's usually one number or one short code, 180-366-377-191, 766 in Lagos for emergency. Now, that's not to excuse that you don't do diligence. If it would also be nice if the communication or the contact can be reduced to an email, a social media handle, a phone number. That does not necessarily take away all the challenges that will come. But a medium like this is a good avenue for us to have probably a list. We have their email contacts. We have their phone contacts. If you make that available for us, we can send directly to them. Nobody will be able to say after that I was not provided information. We're looking for how you can simplify this information. So let's be patient. Let us patiently listen to patience. Thank you too. I love you too. Let us patiently listen to Patience and her story. Okay. Tell us, first of all, Lisa, let's be together. Tell us what you do.
So I was here yesterday. I would first start with us being, I'm still very young. I got my grant 3 years ago while I was still in the bank. So I got my grant. First is, recently, just this year, I came up with an idea that I'm trying to work on, which will be available for all the fashion entrepreneurs by next year, by God's grace. And that platform is called Emerging Designers Platform. Emerging Designers Platform is going to be funded by African Development Bank. How did I know they were funding fashion? I went online. I was looking for a means for me to get funding for the plan because it's such a massive plan. When I came up with that idea, it was so big, and I was wondering, how would I fund this idea? It's a platform that would have an e-commerce platform for every fashion designer, for everybody that does accessories in Nigeria to be able to put your product on there for free, and it's to be marketed to the global world. And we're also going to create like a manufacturing hub. So if you have ideas, you would come there. If you don't have the funding to bring your ideas to life, you would come there with your idea and we'll bring it to life for you. You would also get investors for you. Would also inform you about opportunities for grants. So that's the whole essence of that platform. And it will cost me a whole lot. But then I had to start thinking of how do I get funding. I went to Bank of Industry, and they had a program and had a grant up to 30 million naira for fashion. I didn't know anybody. I just walked in there and I asked them, what do you guys have available for fashion? They had a grant for 5 million naira if I just wanted to source for equipment or just source for materials. But at that point, I didn't need that because my business was going with the funds I got from GEM. So, but what I wanted was, I had a bigger picture. I needed up to that 30 million. And I talked to them, and they told me all what I needed to do. I did not know anybody. So going back to GEM, how I got my funding, so I told my friend about my plan. He told me about UWIN. And after UWIN, I got to the third stage of UWIN. I can remember during the whole training, we did a 3-day business training. And during that training, I had someone who came up to me and said, oh, what industry are you in? I'm sure you're in agric or something. I said, no, I'm not in agric, I'm in fashion. He said, so how did you get to this? I said, because my plan is grounded. Whatever I have in there makes sense to them. That's why they picked me to this point. And he said, okay, fantastic. Let's see if you would get it. Interestingly, I got to the whole process, but I didn't get the grant at that point. And I just said, okay, fine. At least I know what to do. I was able to put on my plan, and I know what the next steps to take. And then after about 6 months, UWIN came up with a new program called Growth and Employment Project. And I got an email from nowhere. I was still working in the bank. I had no plans. I was just saving money towards opening my own business. And I got an email saying, you've been awarded. And immediately after that, they asked me for some documents. They asked me to come and fill forms to open my account. And after a few weeks, I got my grant. I didn't know anybody. I got the first tranche. And after the first tranche, they asked me to complete a milestone. I went through the whole milestone process. I did all what was required for me. I was supposed to keep all my documentation, everything I bought with that first tranche that they gave me. And I showed them to them because they came for inspection every other 3 months. And when they came, everything was all put together. Because I was not just there to get the money. I was there because I wanted to build a brand. There are people who got that grant, and they cannot find them today. There are people who got that grant and are nowhere to be found. They got the first tranche, and they disappeared out of Nigeria or out of their location that they filled. And that's another problem with we young people. We need to have the mindset of we are trying to build a nation, you're trying to build a brand, and not just get money for your pocket or to fund your own personal stuff. So for me, I am really about building a brand, helping the nation. I have an initiative called Enlighten Her Initiative. The initiative is meant to help young girls to build themselves and to know that they can actually succeed without having anybody around them, without having to sleep with any man, without having to have any connection. If you are grounded and you've built yourself to a level, then you would get whatever you need. If you're positive about and you're sure about what you want to achieve and what you want to do for the nation, you would definitely get whatever you want. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Patience. Appreciate her. Okay, I still know what you're thinking. We are together. Calm down. We are together. Now, let's get very practical now. I know what you're thinking. When we hear things like this in Nigeria, the first thing is, nah, them, man, no man. Calm down. Wait now. Sir, permit me indulge me to walk over to you. I'm going to hold the microphone in front of you. I'm going to ask you a simple question in front of everybody. When we hear things like this, we assume they won't give me. Now, people we don't know that they give. I'm going to ask you that question. Are these grants based on man, no man, or anybody can get it? Listen.
Yeah, thank you. The grant is based on you taking a decision to key into the advert. At any point in time, at any point in time, we always call for responses in respect of any program. Just key into it. Just believe that you will get it. And make sure you follow all the processes. Once you follow the processes, you have what is required as conditions. I can assure you that the next thing is for you to have the grace of God, and then you get what you want, okay?
But that's the truth, though. But that's the truth. You can't take out the grace of God.
Now, finally, I will work with the Permanent Secretary, Government Political Affairs, to get maybe a particular day, what is the most popular newspaper to?
The Guardian.
Also, yeah, we will be able to assemble the telephone numbers, the mails, the website of all the agencies I've mentioned. We'll publish it on the
website, www.fmithigh.gov.ng.
The organizers will make sure that they circulate to all of you. So you have complete access to what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. This one, I will personally sit on this matter. Don't worry. We will collect the email address. We will collect the phone numbers attached to those email addresses. But let's be clear on something. See, if you don't show that you know what you are doing, nobody is going to throw money at you, whether government money or private money. We've established that. I'm coming to you and starting questions. By the way, whatever question you are planning to ask, keep it polite. Let there be decorum. Go straight to your question, no rambling around. And hopefully you can take it. But before I do that, Patience, for how long were you running your business before you got this loan? How many years of experience did you have before you qualified?
First, I'd like to suggest something. The new generation really, I would answer your question. You guys need to really calm down. I just want to suggest something which would actually benefit you. The younger generation really would work with Instagram. For me to even promote my business, I do more of Instagram. So it would be great if you guys have a platform on Instagram that we can access to know all what you have. I know UWIN has a platform on Instagram. It has an account. So if trade and investment can have an account on Instagram, yes. So I was running my business from when I was in 400 level. It wasn't registered in this, but then I had my business going on. Even when I was working in the bank, I was still doing my business on a very low scale. So when I filled out the UWIN form, I said I had some amount of money. So instead of asking for the whole 10 million naira, I asked for 6.5 million because I had my business going on.
How many years were you doing that business for before you got the money?
From 2011. That's when I was in school.
When did you get the money?
NYEES till 2016. I got my grant in 2016.
2011 to 2016.
Yes.
Roughly 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So her business.
It wasn't a criteria for me to
I know
get
it wasn't, but it wasn't a criteria.
No.
But you had experience.
Yes.
You had been doing. Listen, no.
Yes.
It wasn't.
I didn't have a business that was all organized. It was something I used to just do on the side for fun.
Meaning now hustle. She
Yes.
just a hustle on the side.
My business wasn't registered.
According to her, it's not based on whether she was working in the bank. Was it anybody in your bank that?
The person that even told me about you when was not working in the bank.
Okay, fine. We're getting
wasn't
somewhere.
working anywhere.
So, did your business have to be registered before they gave you the money?
No, they had the opportunity for you to register your business during the training.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it zoned like if you are from the north or south or east or west?
At all.
So they won't ask questions of,
I'm not from the
it wasn't
north or
quota
the south.
system.
Sorry?
It wasn't quota system.
Nothing like that. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything. All I got was an email saying I've been invited for a program. I've been this and that. I did not know anything.
Did they interview you?
Yes, they did.
They interviewed you?
During the training.
They trained you?
Yes.
In the line of what you wanted to do?
No, business
training. Management.
Yes.
Okay, so they trained you about managing business?
Finance, everything.
Financial,
business
intelligence and all that?
3 days, yes.
For 3 days?
Yes.
And then you filled a few forms, and then instead of asking for 10 million, you asked for 6.5.
Yes.
Meaning you are willing to look for the other?
Because I had a business going on. Like I told them, I already had my fabrics, I had stock. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily, there are people who got 10 million. I know people who got 10 million completely. She was even doing food business. So it's not agri.
So some people got the whole amount that they needed for their business. They didn't bring anything.
Nothing.
Okay,
nothing,
cool.
Nothing at all.
Okay. Yes, sir, you can add some information, but just to reiterate what she was mentioning about Instagram, like I was saying about technology, it's evolving and it's changing. Sometimes with the young ones, will probably prefer certain easier and more direct modes of communicating with certain agencies. I know EFCC is on Instagram. If you know, you know.
Sir,
we can't force all these parastatals to be on Instagram, but it will be a nice gesture if you meet the youths at their level. Twitter, Instagram, plus what you have in existence. The reason why these social media platforms are so popular across the world, there's a reason for it. It would be nice if all our agencies and parastatals can evolve with the time, because it's easier to access information from there. It's easier to communicate with them. I have an Instagram handle. I have an Instagram handle. I have a Twitter handle. Anybody here can tweet at me. No, I will see it on my phone. If anybody here tags me in a picture or a video on Instagram, now, I will see it. That immediate result is probably what they're asking for. Not a long email that they will now go and wait for, they don't know. Yes, you can argue for and against it, but that's one of the things. Your contribution, sir.
Even inquiry point.
Thank you very much. My permanent secretary has already directed that a small compendium of relevant information about these agencies be provided, and that will have to be done. But I'm very quick to remind us that the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is the policy-making arm of government, and it has its mandates and mission. While there are a number of departments in the ministry that run some programs, like the GEM that she testified about, which was under the Trade Department of the ministry, I'm very quick to remind us that specific and detailed information about these programs are better found with the mandated agencies. Right here where I'm sitting, I'm able to type Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the 17 agencies under us are here. And all you need to do is to type the same thing on each of the agencies, and a rundown of their programs and activities will be made known to you. It will be a duplication of efforts if you are talking to the Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, while BOI, for example, or Industrial Training Fund has its own dedicated site that has detailed information about this program. So instead of coming to the ministry that formulate policies, why don't you go to the agencies that are saddled with the responsibility of implementing these policies practically? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, as promised, you heard it from the horse's mouth. They are going to provide a list of this. Meanwhile, you can go online yourself and type it. Federal in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment.
FMITI.gov.ng.
Sir?
FMITI.gov.
You know, fmit.gov.ng. fmit.gov.ng. Check it out. If you encounter any glitches on the website and it's not your phone or data, let us know now before they leave.
All the parastatals are linked.
FMITI, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. fmiti.gov.ng.
Yeah, that's all the parastatals.
Check it out
are linked.
and let me know what's there. I know you have a few questions. Wait, I can't take it. Wait. We might have to make it out. One after. I'll go from side to side. I think that's better. We can only. I'm only going to take 5 questions.
17 of them.
I'm coming. Make it quick, straight to the point.
That's why I saw your profile the first time I checked. Your profile was there. It was very
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Ene, and I own a natural skincare brand. I'd like to ask, right, the Ministry of Trade and Investment, for me personally, it's not all about the grants and the loans. There is more to business than grants and loans. My problem for now is regulatory bodies like NAFDAC, Standard Organization of Nigeria. It's so difficult assessing these organizations and agencies when it comes to registering our product that are supposed to be consumed or used on the skin. Now, which of the program have that helps us get regulatory bodies easily, assess them easily? Sometimes NAFDAC takes a long while. Very long procedure, and from desk to desk, you have to probably tip someone to keep moving forward. For my kind of business, we need NAFDAC and all regulatory bodies done, but it takes a very long while. Like you mentioned, Corporate Affairs Commission can be easily accessed
It's not under the ministry.
Are you clear?
NAFDA is not under the ministry.
NAFDA again is not under my ministry.
Health.
It's under Ministry of Health. But for Standard Organization of Nigeria, it's under my ministry. I think SON is involved areas of making sure that there is proper standard, there's proper procedure. And once that procedure is not met, I can assure you, SON will not permit you to either carry on your business or go into a particular business you want to go into. But for NAFDA, like I said, is an organization under Federal Ministry of Health. Thank you.
So is there any way you can help? Because there's some people want to go into entrepreneurship that has to do with regulatory bodies like NAFDA. Skincare and food is heavily regulated all over the world because of the sensitivity. So for young entrepreneurs who want to go into skincare products, food items, getting approval from a body like NAFDA, they are saying it's very tedious, that you almost never get through. Meanwhile, they want to do a business. Is there any way you can help with that process, knowing that you are granting them funds to start a business, but they can't get approval of NAFDAC for skincare products and food items? What can we do?
Well, I think they have to, before they refuse that kind of approval, it means that you've not met the requirement. Please try to make sure you meet the requirement. Once you meet the requirement, I'm sure they will grant the approval. Very certain.
Okay, let's move quickly.
Some of them also belong to international organizations, and they are guided by some of the rules and regulations. It should allow peers to live. Where is this guy? There's a commitment. There's a commitment in the ministry. We can't stick to it. In fact, they've been calling from the... Sorry.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. My name is Chime David, and I'm a graduate of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, electronic engineering to be precise. And I also design machines and I fabricate them as well. That's just part of my skills. Well, before now, for like, let's say, 25 years or thereabouts, my dad and I and my other brother, we have been on this project. It's a melon sheller. It's a goosey shelling machine. And throughout these years, prototypes have been designed and fabricated. And right now, it's working perfectly. And I tell you, it has some edge over other machines, similar machines. And before now, my dad have some meetings with the, I think, Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. And it's been like but 3 times now. 3 times now, and nothing has been done about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. So I have just about 5 minutes left.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Doris Egberamen. I am actually the founder of a social enterprise called the 10K Startup Initiative. What we do is exactly what we're doing here. We offer skill acquisition training for a 1-year duration. Now, the question is this. I came into this summit to see that we're having trainings going on. And I'm saying that I know about the public-private partnership initiatives that the federal government or all the government agencies.
Status under it. Media team, is it possible for us to go to the website?
So,
The website is not up to date.
It will be updated. The website will be updated continuously.
Okay. Hello?
It's not updated. It will be updated.
Yeah, so We are going to give you our website, and we're going to give you all the data you want from us so that you can reach both the main ministry and the agencies under the ministry. Someone spoke about registration. We only register in the Federal Ministry of Industrial Investment. What we register is trademark, patent, and design, and not the other aspect of data documentation. So if you are registering a company, that has to go through CSC. But if you want your mark and then specification of what you are doing, you can always come to Commercial Law Department, Federal Ministry of Industrial Investment for your trademark and then issues of patent and design. Now, someone said about SMARTIN not giving you what information you wanted. They're delaying you probably. I think maybe you did not get to the right person. I know SMARTIN is a very organized organization. The same thing with SON or any other regulatory body. Please, you might still have to apply a little level of patience so that you get what you want. Don't always be in a hurry, because once you're in a hurry, you might not get, either you may not get the full information or you get it in a way that's from the wrong source. So always try to make sure that you have some patience and then you get what you want. Now, like I said earlier, the Ministry of Industrial Investment is a very unique ministry. It's a very important ministry as far as job creation, empowerment, and financing is concerned. In fact, it is a ministry that we're always ready at any point in time to offer any help, anything you want that could assist you either in expanding your business or initiating your business. If you come to the ministry, we have about 8 directors dealing with each of these agencies. They will always help you. We have Trade Department, Investment Department, Industrial Development Department, Trade Department, Weight and Measures Department, and many others. Commercial Law Department, where your patent, your design, your trademark can always be generated, and then you have it properly stored in the system. So please, the minister, the Honorable Minister, Dr. Okechukwu Enelema, and the Minister of State, Aisha Abubakar, they are very, very knowledgeable. There are people that can always reach any point in time. In fact, his phone, their phone numbers are always available, and they speak. Of course, you must have seen my minister all the time on TV, explaining how we can go beyond what we are now. We are promoting special economic zones, clusters, developing agri, and making sure that incentives are provided to encourage people to come on board. So please, at any time you need anything, please just come to the ministry. We will help you, we will guide you, we direct you to any of the agencies that is in a position to assist you. I believe, we are presently developing what they call SME portal, where you can, wherever you are, I think before the end of this month, we'll get it on what's on ground. From that portal, you know what services are provided in all the MDAs, in all the agencies in the ministry, all the things we are doing. When these grants are coming, you can always, in fact, you have access to it. That is when you'll be able to quickly key into it and then try your luck. And then you can probably have the facility to work in your business and develop your business and expand your business also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, let's appreciate the Honorable Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investments, His Excellency Edward Akpan and his team. Thank you very much, sirs. We appreciate you. And I'm sure you can assure us that anytime we call the numbers on your website, we'll be able to get through to someone and that emails will be responded to. I'm sure he has already told us that. So please feel free, go to the website and call the numbers and send your emails and let's know what happens. Thank you very much, sir. Please put your hands together for them. All right, very quickly, I'd like to bring up stage the Director General, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Dame Julie Oka Donley. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you very much.
Can you bring it down a bit? I'm not at all. Good evening, PAMSEC's distinguished ladies and gentlemen here present, and the greatest Nigerian youths. I'm very glad to be here this afternoon to share a very little presentation with you all today. Nigeria is really blessed with vibrant, creative, innovative youths. Your zeal is amazing. There are opportunities. Please take advantage of them. My paper is titled, The Evils of Migration. Is the grass greener on the other side? I'm delighted to be here, you know, because I'm also a youth. I'm one of you. This is my constituency. This is a precursor to the celebration of the presidential inauguration of May 29th and Democracy Day of June 12th. I'm really honored, really, to stand in front of these very active and vibrant youths today. And I want to thank the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for extending this very rare privilege to me. The National Youth Entrepreneurship Empowerment Summit is a laudable initiative that aims at sensitizing and empowering Nigerians' youth population on entrepreneurship skills with startup opportunities in various sectors of the economy, while providing an enabling environment for growth and development in line with the mantra of the current administration as enshrined in the next level strategies. The determination of the APC administration, ably led by the President, His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, is geared towards bringing together groups of resolute young men and women to empower them in order to restore hope and work towards reinstating the dignity of youths, whilst preventing human trafficking and irregular migration through awareness creation, access to education, and empowerment for sustainability, as can be seen in the workings of the federal government this past 4 years. And this is commendable, and I'm very proud to be a part of this administration. Today, we will discuss an issue that ought to concern every person because it is a debasement to our common humanity. It ought to concern every community because it tears at our social fabric. It ought to concern every business because it distorts the markets. It should concern every nation because it endangers public health and fuels public violence and organized crime. We will be talking about the injustice, the outrage of irregular migration and human trafficking. But today, in too many places around the world, including Nigeria, the injustice of modern slavery still tears at our social fabric. Human migration is the movement of people from one place in the world to another with the intention of settling permanently or temporarily in a new location. The movement is often over long distances and from one country to another. It must be noted, however, that internal migration is also possible. Indeed, it is the dominant form globally. People may migrate as individuals, in family units, or in large groups. 2 weeks ago, I was attending an interview with Osashu Show. And I said, it is not right for people to migrate irregularly, but a lot of people misunderstood where I was going to. The point is simple. There's absolutely nothing wrong with migrating, but if you must, please do it in a regular manner. You don't need to go through the Mediterranean Sea. You don't need to go through the Sahara Desert. Every day, you sit down and you listen to the news and you hear 5,000 people drowned in the Mediterranean Sea. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Who counted the dead bodies? And where did they bury them? Organ harvesting is real. A lot of irregular migrants, because they don't have the documents, because they are not going there for a legal purpose, are taken advantage of. Their organs are taken from them, and they are sold in the black market and left to die. A few days ago, I read in the papers where a human farm was discovered in Libya. What does that tell you? A lot of people have gone, but you probably think they are in the place with the greener grass. Most of them are there. They are dead. Their organs have been sold. They've been killed. The men and the women sexually exploited. Diseases, for instance, with false documents or without crossing at an official border point. He or she may reside in the country irregularly, for instance, in violation of the terms of an entry visa or residence permit. Or he or she may be employed in the country irregularly. For instance, he or she may have the right to reside, but not to take up paid employment in the country. It was Prime Minister Nehru of India who once said, and I quote, "Evil unchecked grows. Evil tolerated poisons the whole system." This appears to be the situation that Nigeria has found herself with the illegal migration and trafficking of able-bodied youths to other parts of the world, especially Europe. Ostensibly in search of greener pastures, almost on a daily basis, the media gets awash with stories and images of bodies of Nigerians and Africans washed ashore by the tide in the Mediterranean Sea. But so impervious are those that are bent on trying their luck to the voice of reason that even the airy prospects of them ending up in the bowels of the ocean means nothing to them. All they are interested in is embarking on the long, perilous, and arduous journey through the deserts to Libya and ultimately Europe. That is if they get there. While the trip lasts, most migrants, especially females, and even the males, are sexually violated. They are doped, they are duped, they are trafficked, even as their safe arrival in Europe is without permission to reside or work. Making it to Libya is just one part of the complex two-part trip. That notwithstanding, some unlucky ones among them often get deported from Libya after losing everything. And let me tell you one interesting fact. These traffickers and human smugglers are very mean people. Nothing is free. They even make the victims to pay for this perilous journey. And as they journey along, they are abusing them sexually from the beginning of the journey till they get to their final destination, if they do get to their final destination. The boys and girls in the course of the journey are used as prostitutes for anyone who wants their pleasure, and they pay them the money. So, exploitation begins from Nigeria as you go along the journey. A lot of you may not know, but that is the truth. It is no longer news that a lot of them drown, while many more fall victim of savagery in Libya by bestial entities who shocked the world by resuscitating the long-abolished slave trade. One worrisome discovery is the fact that the arrival of the Libya deportees in all states of physical, psychological, and emotional disrepair still means nothing to those who are ready themselves or their wards for the perilous journey to Europe. This is because family members, peer groups, clerics, and trafficking syndicates have continued to sustain the momentum of this infamous trans-Saharan trade, which they are benefiting from immensely. Investigations reveal that most syndicate operators paint a picture of greener pastures to family members while trying to harvest their victims. They are always quick to point at those who are believed to be successful in terms of cash repatriation and structures erected with such funds. Last week, I got a call from someone who I don't know, because my number is available to everyone. And she was very desperate, and she said to me, please help me. And I said, what is the problem? She said, a friend of mine is desperate to go to Oman. Someone has got her passport and visa, and she's ready to go. I said, haven't you told her what happens to them in Oman, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and all of these countries? She said, yes. I've shown her videos, and she said it's not going to happen to her. What can you do for me? I'll tell you one strange thing I did. I arrested her and locked her up, just so that she will miss that flight. And I took her passport. I took her passport from her, and then I asked my counselors to counsel her. And she went through a session of counseling. And guess what? She got back to her senses. She had actually resigned from her job. So it's not as if she didn't have a job. She had actually resigned from her job, sold everything she had, and paid to the trafficker for this journey. So now, I'm proud to tell you, she's gone back to work. It may be understandable that the desire to leave the continent goes beyond quality of life for young people. They are keen to secure consistent income so as to help their families back home. However, global geopolitics has also seen us enter a new era whereby elections in most of the developed world are won on the basis of very, very tough immigration policies, which in turn makes it more difficult for young Africans to migrate through regular channels. It's also clear now that less aid is flowing to African countries as Western governments' financial priorities and focus becomes internal as opposed to external. Such policies will see African migrants in the diaspora finding it more difficult to secure opportunities, giving credence to the fact that grass is not greener on the other side. Although many of the irregular migrants argue that they are fleeing poverty and economic hardship, it is important to highlight that as long as several African countries face political unrest, this will push more young people to leave and migrate to what they consider safer and more open societies. But we should never forget the human side of our relationship. There is need for continuous collaboration and active engagement with Nigeria through our migration agenda. How do we come up with the best possible solutions to these issues so that we make use of people's mobility in more constructive ways to ensure that our people learn from each other, and at the same time restricting illegal practices, especially trafficking of human beings? It is my opinion that a lot needs to be done on campaigning against this. There's a lot of misunderstanding of what is actually waiting on the other side. The grass is not always green on the other side. I am not sure there is a better perspective. Making your own country work should be a very good option. But we need to provide a conducive environment. We need to provide jobs. We need to have education. but put policies in place to have a conducive environment. Everything is intertwined. Migration is a very important discussion. And the federal government is doing a lot to ensure that the youths are engaged. A few minutes ago, you had people telling you of various programs, options, and opportunities that are open to you. Please, don't be biased. Take it with an open mind. There's a lot that you can benefit from. You see, the issue of jobs, employment, entrepreneurship, skill acquisition is not an issue for only the federal government. The state governments have a role to play. The local governments have a role to play. Everyone has a role to play. Or you and I have a role to play. We have lots of vibrant youths that can come up with various kinds of solutions. You know, there's trafficking is huge in Nigeria. Come up with apps. I'm sure some of you can come up with apps that can track these traffickers, can track victims. Just come up with ideas. We're ready to work with you. You will be surprised that the solution to human trafficking is in your hands. So please bring out the creative thinking in you and begin to think of what you can also do for Nigeria, not only what Nigeria can do for you. I propose the following measures and undertakings to manage irregular economic migrant exodus from Africa as follows. The creation of a common migration policy by African governments through the African Union on the migration crisis, increased collaboration between the African Union, the European Union, International Organization of Migration, the United Nations, the High Commissioner on Refugees, to create a common policy for dealing with migration, forced or economy. A focus on creation of training and employment opportunities for young people within the continent, which is part of the policy thrust of the current administration as exhibited by this summit. Creation of repatriation systems by African governments to assist nationals caught up in crises in foreign lands. This would include working effectively with the International Organization for Migration and UNHCR. African countries and global partners must break the smuggler networks that currently grossly exploit our young people. There's something else I'm also trying to propose to EU and the rest of the world. We have a lot of unskilled laborers here. Instead of allowing them to put themselves in harm's way by smuggling themselves through the Sahara Desert and the Mediterranean Sea, most of the time, they have need for these people. You can have a relationship with the government, ask for 100 or 200 of them for a year or 2 years, and let them go legally, work for 2 years, and come back to Nigeria. I think that will work. A focus on creation of training and employment opportunities for young people within the continent, which is part of the trust of the current administration as exhibited by the summit. I earlier said it. Rehabilitation of returning migrants who have gone through the harrowing ordeal of trying to cross the Sahara and Mediterranean, only to be held in detention centers and mistreated. I'm also proposing that all the detention camps should be abolished, because those are slave camps where they take advantage of irregular migrants who are trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. Empowerment of refugees by giving them financial resources and business training to be able to create their own businesses and return back home with some dignity. I know for a fact that there are lots of skill acquisition training programs that so many of you have benefited from. What I'm also trying to suggest to those who have been able to give you these skill acquisition programs, that rather than give you starter packs, shops can be rented for you for at least a year. Equip the shops with all you need so that you have an operational base. Because what happens is that most of the time, the starter packs are sold, and at the end of the day, you don't have value. So I'm sure we're going to be looking into empowering you this other way so that it will be more meaningful, and most of you will now become employers of labor. You start employing other people in your conglomerates. Increased support and recognition of the informal sector, and creating policies that allow it to thrive and transition to formality. And this can be done when governments embrace local innovation and support their growth by providing them with the necessary resources and support. Massive investment in Africa across various sectors that creates employment and related opportunities. Embracing and investing more in non-traditional business models such as sports and sporting academies. Increased resource allocation by governments to ministries supporting the youths and the gender, as they may make up the largest constituents in our population, thereby being the most affected. Finally, a mindset shift by young Africans, which drives us to take control and responsibility for our continent, is required. You see, a lot of youths of these days believe that anything outside Nigeria is better than Nigeria, but that is not true. You know, when I asked if the grass was greener on the other side, some people said yes, and I was very scared. I said, God, I hope these are not potential victims of trafficking. Because when you start thinking that way, it's a big problem. You can easily be deceived into traveling in an irregular manner. There's no harm in getting a legal job where you have a work permit to work abroad. Nobody is saying you should not do. There's no harm in getting a scholarship or getting a school and traveling with a school visa. But please, do not go in an irregular manner, or do not go with a visa that does not permit you to work and overstay your visit, because you will become a victim, a potential victim of trafficking and abuse. Ignoring the problems that plague the continent will only lead to an increase in irregular migration and a rise in resistance movements, such as those we have been witnessing. The law establishing NAPTIP is a response of the federal government of Nigeria to addressing the scourge of trafficking in persons in Nigeria and its attendant human abuses in its entire ramification. To this end, NAPTIP is fully committed to the prevention of all forms of human degradation and exploitation through the coordinated use of the nation's crime prevention and law enforcement resources to stamp out human trafficking and to liberate and uplift the vulnerable, especially women and children, from dehumanizing and exploitative employment and usage, and to ensure their rehabilitation and effective reintegration into the society. I would, the agency's programs and operations Okay, let me conclude. Okay, so give me 2 minutes to conclude. In conclusion, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has made giant strides in its 15 years of existence. However, much still needs to be done. The agency could do even more if we join hands with us to ensure a human trafficking-free nation. We are willing to do more, we can do more, and we want to do more to combat the human trafficking menace and usher in a new era of hope in the society. I appreciate you for being this audience is not very friendly. So I'm going to cancel where I said for being friendly and patient. But I still appreciate you for being very impatient. And I implore you to please join hands with NAPTIP to eliminate human trafficking. I congratulate the organizers of this event for choosing this all-important topic for discussion at this forum. Thank you very much. Sorry, do you have the red card? I thought you have the red card. So please, can you just for 1 minute stand up with the red card and just do something? Just 1 minute. Face the red card towards me. The red card towards me. You know, when you're playing a football match, you have the yellow card, you have the red card. So we use the red card to kick out human trafficking. And at the count of 3, when I count 3, you say, stop human trafficking. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. Stop human trafficking. Again. I want the last one to get to Mr. President in the villa. The last one. 1, 2, 3. Stop human trafficking. Thank you very much.
Please put your hands together. Let's appreciate Dame Julie Oka Donley. Thank you very much, ma'am. Did I get the pronunciation of the name right? Did I get the pronunciation right? Oka Donley, yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. Stop human trafficking. Calm down. Some of you don't know. Not be by gra everything. Sometimes you calm down to achieve these things. Networking. We've talked about all these things now. Packaging yourself and all of that. Watch and learn. She said a lot of things she could have keyed into. She said a lot of things. I know. Empower the youth. Empower the youth. Ma. Let her concentrate here now. Oh, wait. She will sign autographs later. Ma. Dame Ma. Please, ma. Yes, ma. Do we have maybe 1 or 2 questions? 1 or 2 questions. 1, 2. Where are the ladies? Can I have the microphone? Do we? She asked for questions. Maybe 2. We really have to. One house, please. Huh? 1. He's already standing next to her. He wants to ask a question.
Hello, good evening all. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Peterson Ojison. I am the author of this book you see right here with me. It is a book that chronicles my life journey from Nigeria to Europe 20 years ago. I did this book to key into what the speech he just gave. As a young boy growing up, we all know how everything is. But it is funny and surprising to me that today, after 20 years of what I went through, as I stand here speaking with you, I'm standing on the knees of an 80-year-old man because of trekkings. Not be joking matter. So, ma'am, I'm just going to be brief. Ma'am, this book I did, I'm hoping it is about my life. One of the problems actually fueling these irregular migrations and what we call Yahoo now, these are 2 very strong issues decimating our youth right now. And the government, I know these programs like this are actually set up to discourage such societal ills. But for me, the major factor that fuels it is the culture of don't ask, don't tell. Somebody like me wouldn't want everybody to know my business, how I trekked to Europe, how I got involved in Yahoo business because of pride. And that trickles down to the youths. Everybody, you go to a primary school now, actually a young lad, what do you want to be in the future? Yahoo boy. So, ma'am, this book I did, I've dropped 2 copies of it in your office. I did my very best to get some printouts of the book to, do around. I give them out for free. I'm trying to see how your organization can support me. As we speak, this is the only copy I've got left because I've given every other thing out for free. how your organization can support me to get this book printed, distribute to schools. I even went as far as offering to brand the copies in your organization's emblem to show that you guys are the ones supporting and supporting the printing of these books, to further sensitize the youths, to make them know the dangers of these trips and how to live right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, my will just be a suggestion. Across Nigeria today, we are quick to start making references to China being, one of the world's best economies. And China has been building on a policy for a long time, which Nigeria used to have, but we abandoned it along the line. What do I mean by that? Technical education. We have technical colleges spread across 774 local governments of this country today in dilapidated shape. My brother, growing up, I used to know if a child passed through the college, we have various departments, just as we have in polytechnics today, universities, we have buildings across, you understand, name it. If a child passed through those departments, a child that come out of electrical department from secondary school level, it's becomes self-sufficient from that level. He is able to do a conduit and surface wiring of a house. Compare it to plumbing, welding. You understand? We abandon this thing. And wait, what China is building on is catching them young. But we are here, look across the ages here. You are catching us at what level? Please, at what level? You understand? At what level?
Okay, so those are just reactions. Not taking any reactions. If it's a direct question. Straight up question.
All right. Madam, I want to commend that you are very great. This is my question. This thing is happening. You're telling us because we are in the city. What are the efforts you're putting in for those who are in the villages? Because this is where this thing happens. They are very, very unaware. They don't even know what is happening. They just enter the villages, these smugglers, and then go and scam them. You understand? And they take them out. We are very aware. We are in the city. But what are you doing concerning people in the villages? Thank you.
Yeah. Please, what I want to ask is my own is to the organizer of this training. Please, I make an inquiry that the certificate that is going to be given is for those who register online. Please, having spent 3 days here, is it going to be wasted for those who come here and they are not able? Because I heard about this program a day before this today. So please make an arrangement for that, because it will be unfair for some of us who register here without, going without having the certificate. Please, that's my question.
Thank you very much. You raise your hand for the question. Raise your hand.
Hello, please. Mine is a suggestion, please. I hope she's listening. Is that, I realized that a friend told me that he was in a country. Anytime he's traveling, at every point when he gets to another country, the mobile service network of the company will send them a message containing a number of possible contacts, maybe embassy of that country. And I wonder why MTN Glo are not doing such. The moment you're traveling out of this country, you get to another country, you're supposed to receive message telling you that in case of you're in a distress, you should call also number. But all people who travel out of this country get is MTN telling you to buy the recharge card and all of that.
So when I get to Nigeria, it would be nice to have SMSs tell you, in case you are smoking to Nigeria, call this number. Beautiful. Phone number is here now, you're not listening. NAPTIP hotline, direct hotline, NAPTIP 0703. NAPTIP hotline 0703. 30,000 070. Is there 30,200? This information is already on the card. You don't need to repeat it. So, fine. You want questions? You have any questions?
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for her. We had a wonderful session there.
Very quickly, by the way, there's some good news. Depending on who is affected. So, the results have come back. The representatives from the Tony Elumelu Foundation are around. So those that have submitted their proposals will get the results today. The first selection from Tony Elumelu That will be unveiled shortly. But before then, today. Before then, it's my pleasure to quickly welcome up on stage for the plenary session on how to make your business work. Some people are already in business. It's not working. Key points, those things to do. This one, you can add direct questions. Ask him direct questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome an expert in this area, Ubong King.
Ubong Thompson King. Ubong Thompson King is a visionary leader and the chairman of Protection Plus Services Limited, together with other fast-growing subsidiaries, and is also the founder of the Ubong King Foundation. He is a graduate of agriculture from the University of Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. He ventured into the security industry 22 years ago. He is a man who has tasted failure and understands what it means to be down. The troublemaker, as he is fondly called, had to learn how to survive after a series of hardships that molded his outlook to life. He is the president of the Kingsmen World, a mentoring platform which is poised to address the absence of strong role models in business, leadership, and relationships. The Kingsmen World also seeks to transform lives and push people to achieve more. Ubong is called the apostle of the marketplace. He is deeply passionate about the industry he operates in and has a relentless commitment to raise the standards while creating better values in his industry. He is also passionate about developing human capital in his country of birth, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Ubong Thompson King.
I would love to go the Aluta way. Can I go the Aluta way? Of the greatest Nigerian youth, ever conscious Nigerian youth, articulate Baba, articulate Bobo. I came to talk, I came to gist, I came to ginger, I came to swagger, I came to scatter, I came to vibrate, I'm not a government staff. I came from the streets. Area. Any pa. Okay. Like I said, I came from the streets, so I'm going to be talking street language here. Okay, very good. Now, I've heard everything that's been going on here. And I've heard your reaction. And I've been very, very sympathetic in your reaction. But I came to talk to my brothers and my sisters. And I came to talk to you about Plan B. My plan, first of all, was to talk about making your business work, but I'll talk about Plan B. Because Plan B is maybe what you need to know. Because sometimes when you have to depend on government, the disappointment is too much. Now, hold on. Now, if the disappointment is too much, and you accept it, you cannot kill yourself at home. You need to decide if either you fall on the ground or you stand up and say, let's keep moving. I am somebody that has been on that side of the world. At the age of 7, I was born in 1972, August 22, and I thank God for my father. By 13, when I was 13 years old, my father died at the age of 39. So my father did not even reach 40 years. My father had 5 children from my mom. When we were going to bury my mom, my father, we found out that my father had 6 children and 4 children. So when we were burying him, they now moved us into a 3-bedroom flat. And then my mom was indoctrinating her children, including me, that we should ensure that we keep the house. We should not allow anything to upstairs. My stepmom on the other side was also indoctrinating her children. So every time we wake up with anger against my own brother and sisters. Chinese to fire in my house because we must learn to coach. I was not very good in English in secondary school. It affected my education. So I came out of secondary school, going to United. Unfortunately, in 1989, they dropped me because I didn't have English. In 1990, I was admitted into Lashes. I went there, they dropped me because I didn't have English. In 1991, I was admitted into Unica to become a Malabar. And when I got into Unica, because of the same thing, they called me and they said I cannot do agri economics as an education or IGCS here. I told the dean of that, I thought I thought. So the man said I can do education agri. While doing education agri, I had a problem with English. Remember I said that. So that the things was apart. I didn't like it. If you tell me 2 times 2, I'll tell you 4. But if you make the mistake of saying multiply 2 by 2, confuse me there. So now I was doing education agri, and it was so bad that doing education agri, I would be writing about Macbeth, about Aristotle, about Socrates, all these men should not very, very upset. I decided to be school. At the age of 19, I was school. My mom is the head of the Kabbalah. So nobody wanted to enter my home. So at the age of 19, I was sold. I lost my father at the age of 18. So I needed to survive in school. What did I do? My dreams, which I tell somebody who will help me, I said, okay, let's speak to my sister. And the sister gave me an opportunity to speak to work for her. So while working for her, my trousers, my jeans, really jeans, God bless that jeans, really jeans. It was trousers by day, pillow by night. I would fold it and put it under my bed. And because of that, I worked for 3 months, go to school on the board. When I get back to school, I would miss my 10 papers. I would miss my tests. I would miss everything. I ended up coming out of Unica with a 3rd class, extra year, and NYEES forgot to post. How bad can it get? I became a security guard because security became my passion. Why did security become my passion? Because somebody killed my father. My father was killed by his own senior brother. I got so upset and I said, when I grow up, I wanted to kill him. Unfortunately, when I grew up, the man had died. So I didn't kill the man anymore. So that became my passion until I was called a failure. For 10 years in my life, I didn't see my family anymore. Nobody wanted to see me. But this was changed. I came to tell every single person, if anybody can laugh at you, laugh at you. How many of you would like to be very rich here, very successful, and have a name that will blow people's mind? That's why I came here. So everything that they have told you, please drop it at the side. Get ready. I want to come out with your neck. I want to touch your mortgage maturity from paying more invoices. Stop thinking poor. Stop thinking that you need somebody's money to survive. You don't need any money from anybody. Entrepreneurship is you going to war. And I came here to look for lions. How many lions do we have in this house? Now, everything about business is market share. Everything about business is market share. When you start a business, you are not starting a business because you like anybody. It's because you want to make money. So now, let us define what is business. Business, and I will stay with this story by Desmond Tutu. He said, when missionaries came to Africa, they had the Bible in their hand, and we had the land. So they said, we close our eyes. By the time we open it, they are taking the land. And then we had the Bible. Today we have on almost every street in Nigeria a church or a mosque. We are the most religious country in the whole world, but nothing to show for it. We have prayed too much as a citizen, but nothing to show. I am tired of that mentality. The definition of business is war. Treat it as such. When you understand that succeeding in business is war, that you need to plan and strategize how to deal with customers, how to deal with suppliers, employees, then you understand that this is you are sitting here, you are actually in a training. I didn't come here to play with you, I came here to become powerful. I came to step up. When you go to the military camp, one of the things that you Discipline doesn't come easy. It comes with a price. The question is, are you ready to pay that price, yes or no? That is the price you must be ready to pay. Now, when you go through this discipline, a lot of things changes in your mind. Those exercises and those drills will build up confidence in you. And those confidence will change your belief system. When your belief system is tampered, confidence and strength will automatically grow in you. I dare say, anybody that is sitting here, a lot of us have heard about the lion, the Panthera, the African lion. And this lion is one of the biggest and proudest animals. But if you go to the zoo right now, or to the bush, or to the forest, and ask an award night and say that which animal is the tallest animal in the jungle, the lion will not win. Will it win? If you ask which animal is the biggest animal in the jungle, will the lion win? If you ask which animal is the fastest animal in the jungle, will it win? If they ask which animal is the wisest animal in the jungle, will it win? Now, if you are the one saying that no, the lion will not win being the tallest, the lion will not win being the fastest, the lion will not win being the strongest, then you don't have any excuse to say that you are the one at the disadvantage. The lion has only one thing, and that is attitude of winning. A lion is not the strongest. A lion is not the biggest. A lion is the boldest. I came here to raise a strong lion. Like wise man said, I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but rather I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. I came to raise lions here. That's why I said anybody that laughed at you laughed too soon. Their mistake was to allow me talk to you today, because I want to stir something inside you. Say, I hear you. They laughed at you. They thought, okay, they had the laugh loud. They didn't know who I was. Now, in that situation, there were two things that changed my mindset. Number one was passion, and number two was profit. Passion is anything you can do, even if nobody pays you. A young man said that he wrote a book about money. That is passion. You need to put some fire in the inside of you. If you check everybody here who came for this event, there is something you carry on the inside of you. That is passion. Something you can do even if they pay you nothing. That is passion. Something that you can up at night at 2 a.m. and do. That is passion. But every time you have passion, you need to feed that passion. Passion is important. And let me tell you, someone like me, security was my passion. I would go to a joint by under the bridge. I will ask those that are selling magazines, give me one magazine, 150 naira. I will read that magazine. And I will go to CMS, that the box of there, buy magazine 150. I did not need capital. I needed information. I kept eating that information day and night. Eating that information in the morning. I will match those magazines. Go anywhere, buy magazines. And raise the people who are selling those magazines and throw them away. Please let me have back editions of those magazines. I X those magazines in the morning. X those magazines in the afternoon. X those magazines at night. Whatever you eat and you continually eat will eventually eat you up. Will eat you up. It will eat you up. It will eat you up. Security ends me up back to back. But I tell people that whatever you do, it is important. Because passion alone cannot solve it. And that is why I came. Because a lot of you here, you have passion, but no motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is money. Motivation is resolve. Because after you have written the book, you need to see dividend of it. You cannot write a business plan and not see resolve out of it. It is very, very painful. Motivation is critical in everything that you do. Motivation is almost the imperative of everything. But trust me, once you have motivation, once you have passion, and you put it together, I bet you things will happen to you. I'll give you a bit because I told you about my background. Sometime almost like 12 years ago, I had the opportunity to leave the company I was working with. Remember, I was a security man. I have never applied for a job. I begged to apply for a job. My passion, security, moved me into different companies. I worked with Excel Management Services. I worked with Pahet Security. I worked with Hannibal Security. I worked with Alarm Center. Day and night, I did not have a life. I killed myself to security. Until you are ready to die for your passion, you cannot live for a God. car that used to drive me because the car would stop on the road at its own wheel. And I told everybody there were 14 different spirits in that car. The bonnet was from another car. The windshield was from another car. The radiator was from another car. The exhaust was from another car. So today, the radiator was spoiled on its own. Tomorrow, the exhaust was spoiled on its own. This part was spoiled. So they had a mind of their own. Unfortunately for me, at that point in time, my landlord woke up and told me that they needed to increase the house rent, or they wanted me out of the house because they were not sure I could pay. And unfortunately for me, at this same time, my wife lost a baby because I could not buy medicine, 6,000 naira. I lost it. I lost it because of 6,000 naira. Until you get angry with your present position, you will not stand there. Why you are sitting there because you are satisfied? The day you get angry, because hunger is the gift of God to man. Until you are hungry, you will not find. And I get some people that the problem we have is free. Because a boy of 25, 26, or a girl of 27 is at home in the morning, they give her breakfast. Fried plantain, fried chicken, with coleslaw, take some juice, and then sleep, and then wake up by 11 o'clock. Watch television, watch TV. Then by afternoon, by 4 o'clock, they're giving up on the job with 4 wraps of condensed on the job. Give her with white soup and chicken. You will have to push the meat to touch the soup. Because it is modern. Their shoe is just like she swallows, or he swallows and sleeps. By 4 p.m., he's awake. He's watching Arsenal, he's watching Manu, he's watching Chelsea. He knows when La Liga is starting. He knows when Premier is ending. He knows when Rooney was born. He knows when Rooney's wife went to primary school. He knows everything about complete football, but does not know anything about his complete life. By 6 p.m., the sister has come back home and she's looking at him. Because she is doing keto, she does not take carbohydrates. And then she puts vegetable and meat. He eats that. And when he eats that food, what happens? The guy looks at him and says, to the leg. He goes out to town. He goes to the joint. Takes 2 cooked fish, eat it. Take 2 bottles of whatever. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. After 4 years, he goes to church and says, Pastor, there's a witch in my family. Please pray for me. I came to explain to you that witch is. Your mother and father are giving you food. When they give you free food, they stop you from thinking. When they stop you from thinking, they stop you from productivity. Don't worry, it's going to get hot in here. I started my own company for my bedroom. I didn't need that company to start a company. I had only a laptop. I had internet. And I had the bedroom. My wife gave me approval to use the bedroom. But I couldn't find it for myself. I started in security. And I thought people, because Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the vice president of UAE, the emir of Dubai, I claimed the man as my own. The man said in Africa, when a Gaza went up, he has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise he will be eaten for long. He says in Africa, when a lion went up, he has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise he will not be long. The moral of the story is whether you're a lion or a gazelle, when you wake up, start running. Start running. Start running. Start running. Tell your neighbor run. Tell your neighbor run. Tell your neighbor run. We cannot continue at this pace.
where you are taking them to result. Who are you working? Where can you find them? What bait can you put there to catch them? And where are you taking them to? If you don't understand the formula, you will never ask us money for anything. When we begin to ask, who are my target? Let me tell you, the question you ask yourself, who are your customers? You can't sell to everybody. Choose express yourself whether by writing in blogs, start today. You have different bloggers, you have WordPress, you have bloggers, you have Typepad. If your own is audio, do podcasts, Anchor FM, Stitcher. If your own is video, you can do YouTube, you can do Facebook Live. Keep doing it every day. Keep the attention. Keep the attention. You don't need to look for the market. The market will find you. They'll find you. Then multiply the attention. That same video that you did 10 minutes, get somebody to turn it into another video. Get somebody to turn it into something else. Into a short 20 pages what do you call it, ebook, and post it online. Multiply the attention. Everywhere. Because the attention span of a normal man now is 7 seconds. You don't catch them. If you want them to remove money and pay you, they need to be in front of your face. We need to be in front of their face. your hands together now. As she comes from the Tony Olumide Foundation. All right, good evening, everybody. All right, this is the last meeting for today, and we have one of the mentors from the Tony Olumide Foundation as well. So I want us to please appreciate that she's been around for a while. Let me clap for her one more time. Thank you very much. What she's going to do very quickly is that she'll just give us a message, and then she will also be announcing those that have been shortlisted. Now, how many people have this one? 2,000. All right? Now, she's obviously going to announce maximum 40 people. Are we together? Maximum. So it's either you get to one or you not one. That's what I'm saying. It's important that you are part of the process all the way to the end tomorrow. The people that are selected, and I wanted to just share this right now because someone said, oh, that I submitted my business plan online, I didn't get any information. We sent every business plan to them. How do you know that they got access to business plans for all? How do you know that? Okay? So we just got from them the feedback. So I don't want to come to meeting to say, why did they pick people I don't know? Are we together? Are we together? So it's important. So she's going to come at some point. She will now, if your business is there, all right, you can come and meet me after. There are a few things you need to do. But if your name is not the mistake you made to say I'm doing, two reasons. Number one, very important is that why didn't my name show up? Is there a format I did not follow? Why would I talking about? Because there will be many more grants. Are we together? Great. So there's something you need to learn. Tomorrow also, we're going to do the business pitch also. And so it's important that you see what exactly, because the mentors are going to have about how many of them tomorrow? About 5 of them tomorrow. They will be giving you live feedback so you can understand how to pitch going forward. Is that right? Then later also in the evening, I think for the skills groups, we're going to be having 7 skills groups. We're going to be reading, how much is that? 200,000 together. So there's still a lot you can get together with that. Are we fine? Are we clear now? Okay, thank you very much. Another note, please, let's be happy. Welcome. Thank you. Please put your hands together now.
Please put your hands together for Madam Ngozi Ajama from the Tony Elumelu Foundation and also co-founder of the McKinsey Group, if I'm not wrong. She's going to be talking to us about the process and the ones that have been selected.
Hello, Nigerian youth, are we ready? I did not hear your voices. Are we ready? This is the moment we have all been waiting for. The moment is finally here. 1 million naira up for grabs, 10 participants. Who wants to win the prize? Thank you very much. My name is Ngozi Ajama. I'm a mentor with the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And I am here to represent the mentors and to give a feedback on the business plans we received that you guys submitted. Now, quickly, I will be mentioning the names of the winners. But before that, let me just give you some tips on how the business plans were scored. I would like to mention that the process was a very credible and transparent one. As a mentor that scored business plans, let me tell you, there were no names there. So you don't even know the people behind the plans. We just have business plans and you score them based on criteria. Is that fair enough? Now we're talking about accountability. Is that fair enough? Thank you very much. So, business plans were distributed. We received almost 1,000 business plans. a huge work sitting down to read from one business plan to the other and the financial projections and all that. And then to be able to use the set criteria to get the people who will be teaching tomorrow. Let me give you some tips because I noticed some people didn't take it seriously. Apparently they thought it was scam or something, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but how would you submit a business plan without a name on it? No business name, just one page. I want to start a photography shop. I need 1 million naira. I will buy camera 800,000. Is that how to write a business plan? Yeah, we are learning. But have we undergone any training on how to write business plans? Somebody said yes, and I believe you must have undergone some trainings. You have not. And see, if you don't know how to write a business plan, the best thing for you to have done is to look for someone who knows how to write it and let the person guide you or even help you to write it. And put you through, as long as you can understand it and present it. You must not know how to do everything. Somebody can help you do it. Yes. If you don't know how to do it, you can get someone who knows how to do it to help you and put you through. All right. Thank you. And so the criteria were feasibility of the business, sustainability, is the business able to be replicated in other parts of the country, access to markets, then the leadership skills of the lead person or the business owner, and then financial understanding of how you are going to spend the money you would like to receive. These were the criteria that were used to score the business plans. Did somebody write them down? Okay. Number one, feasibility of the business, the feasibility of the plan. 2, the sustainability. 3, access to markets. 4, leadership skills. And 5, financial understanding. At some point in your business plan, you also need to tell us about yourself and your team members, so that we understand who you are, your qualification, how old is the business? Is it a startup? Is it a growing business? Are you trying to scale it up? And then the members of your team, how qualified they are, how much do they know the business, how ready, how passionate are they to drive your business? And so, with all due respect to everyone seated here, may I please call out the names of the businesses that were shortlisted. If you hear your business name, you could please rise for let us know you. Yeah, so that some people can come to you and you teach them how to prepare their business plans. Okay, so I'm calling it in no particular order. That I call your business first does not mean that you were scored first. Because mentors, 20 mentors, had two shortlisted names and we wrote them out like that. So I'll be calling 33 names now based on the ones we have on ground. 1. Yeah, it should be 40, but some of you, we don't even have, you didn't write your name, you didn't write your phone number, no email, there's no how to trace you. So we don't even know whose plan is it. That's what I'm talking about. So you got shortlisted, but we don't know how to reach you. Excuse me, could you please? So that we can't even trace you. We can't call you. We don't have any information about you. So number one from the list I have here, Great Gado Fish Farms. Are you here? Yes, go ahead. Number two, Ferry View Farms. Ferry View Farms, are you here? You can stand up for recognition if you are here. They are not here. Number three, Rehab Concepts. Rehab Concepts. If you are here, let's know you. Okay. Number four, Eben Graphics. Eben Graphics. Are you here? Number five, Easy Classic Trading Limited. Easy Classic Trading Limited.
Hello, can I say something, ma'am? Please listen. The criteria she stated, that you are here does not mean we replace. Forget. Are we together? Some of these people have been around. They've gone to go and get prepared. Are we together? So we are listing out what has been concluded already. Is that fine? Thank you. Please just understand it. So she's going to, if they happen to be here, that's fine. But we are not replacing anybody. Everybody that, one class, listen to me. Everybody that was selected has a contact number. They have been called. Are we together? It will shock you. Some people who are selected, we have no number for them. Do you get my point? If they had stayed, they will mention their name. We can find them. Are we together? So that's the process. Please go ahead now.
Number six, Zaki Farms. Zaki Farms, are you here? Number seven, Inza Alink Zam. Inza Alink Zam. Are you here? Number eight, MJ Dambaba Global Links Limited. Number nine, May Coutures. May Coutures. Number 10, Otaku Services Company. Wow! Congratulations! Could you please come forward? Don't mind them, they are jealous. Come forward. No, we need to recognize him. Even if he's the only one who is here in this hall, we will have to recognize him. Sorry for that, please. Thank you. Congratulations. Can you wave to the crowd? All right, you go back to our seat here. Number 11, Seseko Fashion House. Seseko Fashion House. Are you here? Number 12, Leather Shoe Factory. Leather Shoe Factory. 13, Teamfield Park. Teamfield Park. 14, Red Button NG. Red Button, are you here? 15, Holy Fish Farms. Holy side, B farms. Number 17, Royal Graces Knitting Center. Royal Graces Knitting Center. Number 18, Adamawa Celebrities. Adamawa Celebrities. Are you here? 19, Eagle Point Photography. Eagle Point Photography. Wow, please come, please come. Eagle Point Photography. 20. Okay Links Clothing Limited. Okay Links Clothing Limited. Are you here? Eagle Point Photography. Congratulations. You have been shortlisted. Do well to practice. It's not easy. It isn't easy. Yes. Thank you. 21. Menorah Poultry Farms. Menorah Poultry Farms. Are you here? 22. Starlight Agro-Allied Services. Starlight Agro-Allied Services. 23. Stephen Adeife Photography. Stephen Adeife Photography. 24. SA Farms. SA Farms. 25. Hair Ambassadors. Hair Ambassadors. 26. YBK Agro Farms. YBK Agro Farms. 27. Axelza Farms. Axelza Farms. 28. Flair Underwear. Flair Underwear. 29. Watermelon Cultivation. Watermelon Cultivation. 30. Triple A Cake Making. Triple A Cake Making. Sorry about that. Triple A Cake Making. Are you here? 31. Solana Tomato Powder. Solana Tomato Powder. Are you here? 32. Biggie's Crafts. What's your name? Ooh, congratulations. Could you please step forward? Biggie's Crafts made it to the shortlisted 40. Please wave to the crowd. Congratulations. And 33. Scrap Crops. Scrap Crops. Okay, so these are the 33 names who were able to reach. These are the 33 names who were able to reach because they dropped their contacts. And so if you're here today, please learn from that. When you submit your business plan, please ensure to include your contact. Now, if your name was not mentioned, you need to be here tomorrow when they pitch. Woo! Please come. Congratulations. Scrap Crops, Abi. Eh? Okay, Scrap Corp. All right. Apparently there was a mistake. Congratulations. Please wave to the crowd. Yes. Yeah, you made it. So even if your name has not been mentioned, please be here tomorrow so you can listen to them pitch. You listening to them pitch will help you learn how to pitch and also know how to organize your business plans subsequently. Hello! A round of applause for Tony Elumelu Foundation, please. A round of applause for Tony Elumelu Foundation, please. If you did not win today, you can still win tomorrow. A lot of opportunities are still coming.
If your name was mentioned and you are here, please make it to the back. There's a piece of information for you. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, we are here with the skills acquisition class in the morning. The guys from the agro businesses that we didn't finish our questions and answers will continue tomorrow. And don't forget, those who are present in groups, there's still more funding that will be given out. It's not part of this one. I think it's 2 or 300,000. People will be selected from those groups. And that funding will be given to people, those that are present. That funding is for people that are present. It is not for proposal. So that funding, the selection process continues tomorrow in different groups. So tomorrow, make yourself available, complete the groups you are in, and ask questions, participate, and all the best. Hopefully you get that random funding. So 8 a.m. tomorrow, we meet here by God's grace. And the certificates of attendance for this entire program, as long as you are here and you registered and wrote your names in any group, you will get your certificate of attendance after the training tomorrow. I heard some rumor that only people that registered online are getting certificates. It's not true. As long as you are here, you attended a group training session, and you wrote your name in that group today, your certificates are being prepared. But the most important thing, who pay per app, the information and the connections you have is more important. I have learned from today, especially that proposal thing or making a pitch. I've learned a lot. Some of the things you are learning here might not necessarily might not be for this grant, Antonio Elumelu Foundation grant, but you will learn it the next person that comes your way, and the way you talk and package yourself. Okay, see, Mr. King, if you get 100K where you never use, you don't go invest in Mr. King business. If he says, give me that your 100K, in 6 months, I'll give you 200. Won't you believe me? See the passion. See statistics where they give you. You even go look elephants, it brings statistics come out. Those are things we are saying. Nobody's going to throw money at you just because you feel like doing business. If you show that you know what you are doing, you have done your homework, you've invested your own money in yourself, and you know where you're going. Come on, forget. Money will be looking for you. All right, guys, tomorrow, thank you very much. 8 a.m. tomorrow, we are here again. The agricultural enterprise people, tomorrow, please, tomorrow, we're going to maximize the breaks. The ones that your questions have been answered, I wish I could answer more questions right now as I am here, but not everybody will benefit from it. And I'm particularly not surprised that a lot of agricultural enterprises got, they got grants. There should have been an agri session. Okay, what do I know? But I'm happy people send proposals, even though there are no training sessions for agribusinesses. They saw it and saw potential, and they are considering them. All this one is just for them to make pitches. So it's not automatic money. They still have to come. You can dub proposal now. Dub them. Give your friend, oh boy, just write them. We'll collect it. When you come tomorrow, they mentioned your company, they contacted you, yeah, come. How do you want to do it? Next person. No story now. You can't defend it. I want to defend the money. You owe 1 million. All right, guys, so agree, I will speak with them. Huh? Okay, we'll see what we can do. There are so many other things happening tomorrow.